Welcome back. Hopefully you return. Hopefully you subscribed. Hopefully you liked once or twice. Today we're gonna finish up. We got the AC box all mounted. We're gonna finish up the bolts. I'm gonna go through my process of, I know I said anodizing a couple thousand times already, but black oxidizing. So it's the stuff I'm gonna be using. Focus, right there. That's the stuff I'm gonna be using. You can go on their website. It's probably backwards on your end, but yeah, you can go on their website and pick up a quart. You can pick it up bigger. I mean, this quart's gonna last because the mixing ratio is 1 part to this to 9 parts. But as you're gonna see, I'm gonna do 8 parts. So I'm gonna do 1 to 8. So we'll do 1 part this, your concentrate, to 9 or 8 parts distilled water. We're gonna have another, you'll see as I go down here, we'll have another container set up for just distilled water, and then another container set up for used motor oil. So as you go through the process of sandblasting them and re-black oxidizing them, and then rinse, and then into the oil, you need the used oil to allow the bolt to soak up the oil for anti-rusting characteristics. So we'll go through and I'll mix this stuff up, and we'll do some sandblasting back there in the cabinet and get these bolts ready to go. So when we go to permanently do the AC box, I've got everything else cleaned up. When we go to permanently do the AC box, all the bolts are done, everything's done, we don't have to touch it again, and it's perfect, mint. I wouldn't say perfect, but more close to factory than what it was. So we will go through and get this stuff mixed up. So like I said before, we're gonna actually go, it's supposed to be 9 to 1, we're gonna go 8 to 1. So we'll do our 8 parts. We're gonna go up here to this actually mixing cup actually has 8 to 1 on it. So we're gonna go up to all the way up to the 9, and then we're gonna go to 1. When you buy these mixing cups at the auto body shop, it makes mixing things easier. It's already been calculated for the curvature of the cup, and yeah, I like to keep, like I said, quite a few of these around just to have. So we're gonna pour in our, first we're gonna go to 8. So we'll do our distilled water. You can get it anywhere. Great value is what this one was. It really don't matter. You can go any grocery store has distilled water. So we'll go all the way up to the 9. And then this stuff, we will go all the way up to the other line for the 9. Probably not a good angle for you guys. Now after this part, you're going to want to wear gloves after this. I'm not sure how much this stuff's gonna hurt you. It does have warning labels on it to use gloves with it, so we're gonna go ahead and use some gloves with it. You'll see as we go through the process. This other one, we're just gonna put a little bit of distilled water in it just to rinse, and then I'm gonna go get some used motor oil, and I'll be right back. So after I dug out my oil, so like I said, I like to keep used oil around, you know, when you do your oil change on your pickup or your car or your mower, you know, just like to keep a little bit of it around. We're not going to eat too much of that. It's always, you never know when you're going to need some used motor oil. So we'll go through and we'll get these all set up here. And then the next process is to go sandblast some bolts and get them ready to go. So as you can see, I got one of these magnet things for inside mine when I start doing these bolts. Go in, you're going to clean them up. Some of the smaller ones that I don't really care about getting threads too much, I like to put on a piece of plastic and get them all cleaned up. So we'll go through and I'll throw you on a quick time lapse here. And like I said, all these aren't for the AC box, but if I'm doing them, I like to do a bunch of them at a time just to just make it a little easier. Once you start doing this stuff, it's like, yeah, just find a bunch of bolts that you got and just do it. So we'll keep going through this and getting them done. Okay, I'm gonna jump ahead here before I do some more sandblasting and just kind of try to get some of this stuff done and going into the solution here. So I can get this glove on. Real struggles wearing gloves. So get my gloves on here. As you can see, we got them all sandblasted nice and pretty. So make sure you not touching these with bare hands, because the oils from your hands will mess up the whole process. So just go ahead and drop them in, and like I said, they're going out, you know, they're all freshly sandblasted. When they go in, some of these are immediately turning black. So, a little bit overkill, but when I go to shows, I guess I'm a little bit more particular when it comes to some of the cars, and I get tired of seeing some oxidized ones, some, you know, whatever they call it, the galvanized or whatever. Just drives me nuts. So this is a little bit overkill, but this is what I'm gonna do for my build here. Like I said, just a little bit extra. Get the rest of these off this board. Like I said, piece of board, plastic board, goes a long way. So we're gonna let those set for a little bit. Looks like I missed one that I needed to sandblast. So I'm gonna catch you back with the rest of these done. At least the ones in there look like they're, I don't know if you can see them in there. Get closer. See, they're already starting to turn black. So, like I said, I've seen other stuff out there as far as re-black oxidizing stuff. I don't know if there's a specific, yeah. It says, yeah, 30 seconds to 5 minutes. So I like to at least leave them in there for 5 minutes, you know. And we'll come through and we'll rinse them in fresh water, and then we'll dip them in the used motor oil. So the biggest pain in the butt right now is fishing them out of that without spilling it all over the place. So I'm gonna grab a pair of needle pliers and pull them out of there, and dip them and put them in the oil. Had to get my needle nose. So we're just gonna dip in here, fish one out, shake it off a little bit. As you can see, it's all your black oxidized. So we'll dip it in the water, rinse it off a little bit, and dump it right into the oil. So for rags, so you're not contaminating your solution with the oil. And we'll repeat till all of them are gone. Like I said, there's other solutions that I've had out there, or that there's out there. This is the first one that I've used. So go ahead, and I knew when I was getting into this process, that was one of the extra things I wanted to do with them, just because I can't stand when bolts, when you literally take your time and do the project the way you do it, and then end up, you know, just going down the road to Ace and getting some bolts. I mean, there's some things that I've gotten bolts for, but I've still re-anodized them black so they look more factory. And they've come up all right. So we'll go through, and I'm not going to bore you with me fishing in here. Go through and get the rest of these all done. And yeah, get this AC box completely wrapped up. We're going to start putting some of the other parts together. Like I said, we've cleaned all the aluminum parts up. We've gone through and painted some of the pieces. If you follow me on Instagram, we just look up on Instagram at life_by_cars. You can go on there, and there's a kind of a sneak peek of what the airbox all together looks like. That was kind of, I got excited and wanted to rough it up a little bit. So put it all together, kind of dry. So we will go through and finish these up. So like I said, we got socials. If you want to go on to Facebook, we also got a Facebook account, Life by Cars, on there. Hopefully do a little bit more with that. Like I said, we're on Instagram now. We'll get sometimes we'll get some sneak peeks in there, and yeah, follow me. There might be some dumb stuff I'll do, might be some funny stuff I'll do, but we'll go ahead and leave those in there for now in the oil, and finish sandblasting the rest of these, and come back and do this all over again. But I'm not going to bore you with a whole bunch more sandblasting, so we'll come back when we're ready to take these out and dab them off and start reassembling the airbox. A few minutes later, maybe an hour, got the rest of them done. So I'm going to start blowing them off and dropping them in and letting them do their thing in there. So, like I said, some of these aren't for the airbox, but we're going to do them anyway. These are actually for the fuel and brake lines that I just yanked off. I didn't take a video. There's no good angle, and plus I'm just yanking lines off the bottom of the car. So in preparation for undercoating, which I might, man, this one will be out before that one is. So go through, finish dropping these in. We're not going to use the factory fuel lines, but rear brake line we're going to use. So we'll go through and clean that brake line up, and I'm going to do something different with the vent so it doesn't have to come all the way to the front. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I will vent it up front and stick it in the intake. I don't know. But we'll go through and fish out this stuff in the oil. Set my plastic up here. Let me get some paper towel. Fishing. Oh. Sometimes if I'm going to leave these for a prolonged period of time, I'll actually leave them pretty damp and stick them in a plastic baggie. But yeah, all freshened up. So looks brand new. You can go out and, like I said, there's companies that have this stuff, but then I could have just bought a whole bolt kit. But again, I wasn't sure what I was going to keep, what I was going to end up redoing. Sometimes it's hard to find, you know, the right, you order something and it's not right, and yeah. So to avoid that hassle, I just do this. Plus it saves a little bit of money. Yeah, it's time, and takes time to do all this stuff, but makes you appreciate your project a little bit more. You just hope that you go to, you know, either a show or race or, you know, whatever, and hope that people see this, you know, see the level of detail. We're not going for a concours restoration, but, you know, go through and to do all this stuff, it's not a lot of money. It's just time. It takes time to do all this, you know, go through the process of sandblasting and oxidizing and rinsing and oiling and then reassembling, and, you know, lots of people just, I'm just gonna bolt the old stuff back on. But I told myself I wasn't gonna do that with this car, and take my time, and hopefully somebody appreciates it. Kind of, you know, another reason for doing this YouTube thing, Instagram, is to I got them all, is to, you know, get some satisfaction from you guys, and, you know, appreciate the, you know, the love in the comment section. I believe Backyard Garage has been commenting on there. You can go check out his channel. I believe he's doing a 1970. He's gonna correct me in the comment section here, but 1970. Maybe he'll put a link in his link to his channel. Doing a 1970, and he's going through, you know, the restoration process. I don't know if he's going to do as much customization as I am. I don't know if his whole plan, like I said, if you want to go on my Instagram and find that, you can see all the pictures, and I had a rendering done of what the plan is. It's going to be more of a kind of a Japanese based, I guess, European based build. No more doing the pro, I mean, I guess it'll be pro mod, but it's going to be using some. At this point, I'm going through and editing and realizing I just said pro mod. It's not pro mod. Pro touring. Back to it. Some extra, you know, more Japanese style products. I believe the wheels that I've chosen for the millionth time here, you know, they're more of they're a Japanese brand wheel, but they do retain some of the, you know, pro touring style. But when you look into them, you know, they're a Japanese brand wheel, pretty well named brand wheel. And yeah, I think that's kind of what I set my sights on. So we will go through these and finish these off, and I don't know if I'm going to catch you back tonight or another day. Tonight is actually Christmas Eve, so when this comes out, It'll be after Christmas and probably in between Christmas and New Year's. I got some time off work in between now and then, so hopefully get quite a bit done. But hopefully you guys had a good Merry Christmas and getting ready for the New Year, and yeah. So hopefully Santa was good to you kids, if there's any kids watching. But I'm gonna quit rambling here and finish this off so we can go see some Christmas lights and eat some cookies and sugar the kids up, which we shouldn't, but we are. Spoil them while you got them. So I'm gonna leave you off here, and we will snap to another day when we're putting the box back together and for the last time. So see you guys. Come back. I'll leave you off on one of these being completely done. Dab it off here. So that's what she looks like. All cleaned up. Fresh, new, old bolt, new look. Well, it's Christmas. Ended up just throwing you guys a quick time lapse and threw this AC box together. I think I got enough footage here to put an episode together for you. I'm going to throw it out now. It's about 11 o'clock. Yeah, like 11:30 on Christmas, so almost the day after Christmas. So I'm going to do some glamour shots. I'm going to take you in here close and just get a quick peek at it. And yeah, there's turned out good. Took some time, but looks 100% better. I'll take some quick pictures of it. I'll throw a picture in of it, the way it looked prior, and then I will take you guys down and show you how it turned out. So with that, here's the picture. Pretty grimy, pretty nasty. Definitely needed some work. So got her all done, and I'm gonna take you down here and we'll show you how it turned out. Cleaned up the wiring a little bit. Yep. Still some tape on some of the fittings to block off the AC line hoses so I don't get any stuff in them. But the AC is gonna end up getting all gone through. I'm gonna take it somewhere and have the AC all gone through when we get it all done. Obviously, when we stick the new motor in, the LS back here, it's gonna have a different AC pump on it, so we're gonna have new lines made and everything. But I don't have the tools for that. So I take you down here, give you a little look at it, and then I'll get some glamour shots and rollers here, and we'll yeah, call that an episode. So as you can see, she's all cleaned up, all painted up, all back together, all resealed up. These old cars, I just kind of use this tape caulk or caulk tape or whatever to seal everything up, the two halves of the box and everything else. So cleaned the wiring up, retaped it up, brought it all the way around, all cleaned up, painted the motor, painted some of the brackets that hold the AC stuff on. And then you saw earlier in the episode where I went through and Black oxidized all the housing hardware, and yeah, saw before. In the previous episode, we went through and did some riv nuts in the firewall to, just make it a little bit nicer. But yeah, she turned out good. It's pretty sad that you're only going to see about, it's going to split about right here. You can see the, back there, you can see the fender mount. So all that you're not going to see. Oh well, you'll see it, if you really look for it. But we're going to go through and I'll give you some nice glamour rollers here, and we'll call that an episode. So enjoy this, and I will come back to you and give you an outro.